Hi everybody, I hope everyone's doing well. This video I will be sharing with you guys a massive haul. Yes, a lot of new and limited edition products or items released this fall, and at the same time just a lot of things that I've really just gotten a hold of because I guess I've come across them, or I finally gotten a chance to get a hold of them, I guess one of those. So if you guys are interested, do stick around. Let me begin with a few of the amazing limited edition items that I picked up this fall. And usually when I pick up things that are limited edition, obviously, as I guess most of you guys do as well, it's always palettes or shades that I think are just extremely unique, I haven't really come across, or I know are going to be such amazing classics that will not just limit itself for the use or in the use of one season. I'm going to begin with Dior. Dior as a brand has really just, I think they're the best brand in terms of new releases this season. They've come out with the best foundation of the season. I think they've come out with the best palette this season, and a surprise for me was their a mascara as well, which I think it was not just released this season, but it's a fairly new product as well. So I think as a brand in general, they've really been killing it, so to speak. So the first one I want to share with you guys is a limited edition palette from Dior. This is something that they reformulated, the 5-color palette, which looks like this. Dior has recently reformulated it, and in the new formula, they redid all the original palettes and all the permanent palettes, but this one is truly a standout. I think it's a collector's item. I collect a lot of the limited edition Dior palettes, but this one is Trafalgar 876. This is how it looks. So if you look at all the ads from Dior this season, this is the one the model Sasha Lewis is wearing in the ad, and this is also the main focal point of the collection. I'm going to quickly swatch this for you guys. This is the light pink shade, and this is the darkest shade. And with the Dior, I don't know if you guys can see that, but they are very, I think they're even creamier with the new formula. So that's how it looks. This is the gold shade. I'm not so sure, there are a lot of products, so I'm really just gonna breeze through them. I'll try to put images of swatches, but I'm not so sure I'll be able to swatch everything. My intention for this video was just really to share this with you guys. The next one from Dior, of course, is the Diorskin Star Foundation. This is how it looks. I think this is what I have on right now without combination of anything else. The shade that I purchased is shade 30, but I think it's slightly a bit too dark for me, so I think I'm gonna go with a shade 20. I'm a MAC NC30 if any of you guys, just for reference. And previously, I think 5 years back or even more, I used to always be 30 in Dior, but for some reason in the past few years they've just really been dark on me. The next one is one of their latest releases as well, and this one I just got to try even recently, and I was very surprised at how well it works. And it's the Dior Addict Lash. This is how it looks in the packaging, and this is how the actual packaging looks. You get this Dior embossed. It looks like the Dior Addict lipsticks, if you can see. It is a plastic or a silicone applicator. It's quite larger than usual, but I have thoroughly been enjoying this since I got it. It is, in fact, the first time I tried it, it really felt to me like Benefit's The Real, but much better. And I think that really just impressed me so much. The next one is a palette from Chantacaille, and Chantacaille is a brand I don't really get to frequent as much because it's very hard to come across. And this is their 15-year anniversary eye shade trio. This is how the box looks like, and you know what, Chantacaille is a brand, they always have animals embossed in their eyeshadow palette. So It is absolutely amazing. This is what I have on right now. It's beautiful for the day and it's not too harsh, but it's a bit like a step up than the usual shadows I use during the day. But at the same time, it's buildable and very wearable for night as well. So this is how the palette looks. And these are such amazing shades. It looks like there's a shimmer or a sheen on top, but it's just a spray over, which is actually unfortunate because it's actually very beautiful with the little sheen that it gives your eye. But after using it quite a bit, I don't know if you guys can see the areas where I've touched it, and there's no more overspray or sheen. It's really just a matte, but nonetheless, the shades are very beautiful and they're not sheer. They're actually pigmented well enough, but at the same time not extremely pigmented where you have to be extremely careful. So it's a very beautiful palette, and I honestly think it's worth the money. And the Chantacaille, this brush over here, is actually very beautiful. So I actually use it to darken my crease and it works out very well. I've been reaching for this almost on a daily basis since I got it. So two other palettes I forgot to talk about, but these are not limited edition. I'm sure you can grab them. And the first one is by Illamasqua. It is their neutral palette, and this is how it looks. It is a gorgeous, I think this is something that is universally beautiful in everyone. Illamasqua is extremely pigmented, but a lot of these shades are such beautiful basics and staples that you just cannot go wrong. And this beautiful bronzy shade is just gorgeous. Absolute winner for me is the It Cosmetics Naturally Pretty palette, which is an all matte palette, and I think it is beautifully pigmented. It has 15 shades, and one of it actually transforms some matte shades into a pearl shade, and that's the one right there. But very, very beautiful creamy texture and very well pigmented, I should say. So there you go, there's a light and a dark, and just a very beautiful palette that is, I think, universal as well and very versatile, and you can use for a lot of different looks and a lot of different people. It's one of what I think is one of the best releases this fall as well, and it's from Nars. It's their Audacious lipsticks, and I have two shades, one nude and one more pigmented, of course. The nude one I shared in my favorites. It's the first one I purchased. It's Anita. So this is how it looks. And with the Nars Audacious lipsticks, you get the Nars embossed on the, if you guys can see that, on the stick. And this is how it looks. This is Anita. It's like a pinky beige with a slight brown undertone. And this one is Charlotte, and I can't wait to actually try Charlotte. I haven't actually used it yet, or tried it actually. So this is how Charlotte looks. It is gorgeous, just gorgeous. It's a wine. It looks brighter on the screen, but it almost looks like a burgundy plum in person, almost like a blackish plum. Pink in the screen, but not in person. This is Charlotte. Absolutely gorgeous. I can't wait to try this or wear it myself. A Tom Ford lipstick. This one is in Negligee. Of course, you've seen the packaging of Tom Ford. This is how it looks. It is like a terracotta mid-tone pink. I'm not so sure if that's how you can describe it, but that's how it looks. It's not, definitely not your nude pink, but also not a red or a burgundy. So a beautiful, like, in between, one of the fall limited edition colors. The next product is from Becca, and it is one of their limited editions, I think, for the fall. It is their Low Light Sculpting Perfector Cream. Becca packaging, and this is how it looks. It really reminds me, from just looking at it from the pan, it reminds me of the Chanel Soleil Tan de Chanel, and it's not really like a reddish brown or but it works out. I love it because it looks very natural, and it's not hard to work with because it's not too pigmented. It almost feels like Guerlain, but Guerlain bronzers, but in cream version. That's how it looks with a brush. This is how it looks. So it gives a beautiful contour. It looks a bit more grayish brown on the screen, but honestly, when you put it on, it just is absolutely beautiful. It looks very natural. It's not too dark, it's not too brown, or it doesn't have any reddish undertones. It's almost just like a neutral beige brown, and it's absolutely gorgeous. The Guerlain Terra Tropica face bronzer, it's absolutely huge. This is the palm of my hand. This is how big it is, and this is, I think, one of their anniversary palettes, but true to Guerlain, extremely gorgeous. So it has this, of course, the bronzer, a little peach blush, and there's some, the Guerlain had a bit of a gray overspray that's gold, but it's gone now. But it looks very sheer in the pan, but honestly, when you put it in your skin, true to Guerlain, it just looks very warming to the skin and not too overpowering or overbearing or too colorful. Used separately, like as a blush and a bronzer, absolutely beautiful, and then just swirling everything together to just warm up your entire complexion, very beautiful as well. I picked up, this is not new by any chance or limited, but it's Bobbi Brown, and I've always had my eye on this one. It is the bronzing powder in Golden Light 01, and this is how it looks. It's a matte, and it doesn't really look like much, but it's what I have on my skin right now, and I'm not so sure how it does it or why, but it really just looks like I just came from the sun. I think next to Guerlain, or even right now currently, I find it to be even better than my Guerlain. The Guerlain is a bit warming, but there's something about this Bobbi Brown. I know it looks very sheer, but it just really makes me look like I just came from the sun. It's not really like a contour, but it just really bronzes and warms up my complexion. Chanel Le Beiges in number 50. I've recently purchased as well, and actually I've been loving in the month of September. This one is a very good contour color for me. I like it because it's matte, it's not reddish, or it doesn't go too brownish. There's no red undertone. It's more of a neutral gray undertone, so it's just perfect for my skin. From Burberry, and this one I've shared also in my September favorites, because in spite of just getting it recently, I've really reached for it daily, and it's the blush in Peony, which is a matte cool tone pink. Absolutely gorgeous. And the other one is by MAC, and it's a blush I've heard of numerously before, but I have just come across as of late, and it's actually what I have on my cheeks right now with the Bobbi Brown bronzer, and this is called Gingerly. It's a matte blush that almost looks beige peach. It looks very flat in the pan, but it is just gorgeous on the skin if you don't want anything that's too peach or too pink, and you just want something very neutral but is not a bronzer. It's an absolutely beautiful neutral shade. Micro Mini Beauty Blender. It comes in a pack of 2, and honestly, this is how small it is, and it's actually crazy. I'm really gonna post about this on Instagram. This is how small it is. This is my thumb, and I guess if I've tried it a couple of times, and I don't really think you need it. I mean, if you have the Beauty Blender, it just tapers to a fine point that you can use it as well. In fact, this one I have a harder time controlling or managing with because it's just so small. It slips through my fingers. So honestly, I thought it was a good idea, but once I tried it, you don't really need it. You'll be fine with the original Beauty Blender. So that is about it. Those are the things that I've purchased this season and recently as of late, and I've really been very happy with them. I will be doing separate reviews on a few of the items that I think are worth reviewing on their own and deserve a video. So that is about it. I hope you guys found that interesting and informative. Thank you for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day or a great evening.